Hello, everyone. Today's article is titled Hotel Guests Left Stranded. It describes how guests staying at Sonder Properties were abruptly told to leave after the company filed for bankruptcy, just one day after its partnership with Marriott collapsed. The incident reveals deeper structural weaknesses in the short-term rental industry. Let's pause for a moment before we move into the article. We'll watch a short clip related to today's topic. As you watch, think about what ideas or questions it brings to mind.
Sonder, no longer affiliated with Marriott Bonvoy, and Sonder Properties are not available for new bookings on Marriott channels. However, what current guests learned is that they had, in some cases, less than 24 hours to vacate. Now, I just spoke with a guest staying in New York City who learned Sunday afternoon that she would need to leave by Monday morning. Now, Marriott is offering to help those who book direct. This particular travel booked through Booking.com.
Now that we've seen the clip, let's take a step back. Before we dig into the details, it helps to explore a broader idea behind the story. This will guide how we understand what follows. This brings us to the idea of reliability in the hospitality industry. Hotels and rentals don't just offer rooms, they offer predictability, stability, and the promise that guests will be taken care of. When a company collapses overnight, it raises the question of what travelers can reasonably expect from the brands they trust. Let's keep this in mind as we move to a question. Why do you think reliability matters so much when people choose where to stay? Reliability matters deeply in hospitality because travel places people in unfamiliar environments where they must depend on systems they do not control. Guests assume that a booking guarantees safety, stability, and continuity. When that expectation is broken, even for reasons outside their control, the sense of vulnerability becomes immediate. Reliable service also reduces emotional and logistical stress. People choose accommodations not only for comfort but for peace of mind. Knowing the property will honor reservations, maintain operations, and support them when issues arise. A sudden shutdown like what happened at Sonder disrupts this trust entirely. Stranded guests must scramble to find new rooms, absorb unexpected expenses, and navigate confusing information, all while far from home. From a business perspective, reliability builds loyalty. Companies that consistently deliver predictable experiences earn long-term credibility, while those that fail face reputational damage that spreads quickly. In a competitive market where hotels and rentals offer similar amenities, reliability becomes a defining element of value. Ultimately, guests return not just because a place is stylish or affordable, but because they know it will be there when they need it. Now, to understand this article better, we need to familiarize ourselves with key vocabulary. We'll go over 3 important expressions, learn their meanings, and see them in action with example sentences. Let's start with liquidity. It refers to how easily a company can access cash or convert assets into cash to meet immediate financial needs. In the article, Sonder is described as struggling with tight liquidity long before the shutdown happened. Here is an example. The company sold several properties to increase its liquidity during the financial downturn. Next, we have encumber. It means to restrict, burden, or slow down someone or something by placing heavy obligations, costs, or limitations on them. In the article, Sonder's operations were encumbered by high city rents and long-term leases that limited its flexibility. Here is an example. The project was encumbered by regulations that made progress slow and costly. Finally, let's look at repercussion. It refers to a negative or unintended consequence that follows an action, often appearing later and affecting many people. In the article, Sonder's sudden collapse created major repercussions for guests who were forced to leave without warning. Here's an example. The policy change had serious repercussions for small businesses across the region. Now that we've explored the main themes and vocabulary, let's reinforce our understanding with a summary dictation exercise. Listen carefully and fill in the blanks. Guests at Sonder Properties were abruptly told to leave after the company filed for bankruptcy, one day after Marriott ended its licensing partnership with the startup. Sonder's collapse reflects deep structural problems. Long-term leases in expensive cities, high operating costs, and chronic liquidity issues. The failed Marriott integration and declining occupancy made matters much worse. The incident raises questions about which companies can survive tougher short-term rental market conditions. Let's check the answers and review what each word means. The first answer is abruptly. It means something happening suddenly, without preparation or warning. The second answer is bankruptcy. It refers to the legal state in which a company cannot pay its debts. The third answer is leases. It means long-term contracts for renting property or space. The fourth answer is occupancy. It refers to how many available rooms or units are filled or in use. The fifth answer is survive. It means to continue to exist despite difficult conditions. Great job today! We explored the collapse of Sonder and what it reveals about reliability, finance, and risk in the hospitality industry. As you read the full article, think about this question. Should companies that suddenly shut down be legally required to compensate guests who are displaced mid-stay? We'll share your thoughts in the next session. Until then, take care.